I'm here for your 90-second video. Are you ready?
Sure, let's do it.
Did you grow up in Texas City?
No, but I got here as quick as I could.
Why did you decide to become a firefighter?
It was a family deal. My family had been volunteers, so it seemed like a dream job.
What other calls do you go on besides fire?
We go on EMS calls, hazmat calls, rescue calls, good intent calls.
Busy day. What does an average day look like for you?
For me, strategic planning, 5, 10 years down the road, where's the community going, and what does the department need to do to prepare for that?
If a celebrity could narrate your life, who would you want it to be?
Sam Elliott or Tom, can't remember his name. Selleck.
Yeah, good choice. Do we have a plan of attack for when the zombies come?
No, but we recommend you avoid them and call the police department.
The firefighter games are coming up. Can you tell me a little about them?
The firefighter games, this is our 6th annual firefighter games on May 15th and May 16th. We have events the community can participate in, and then we have the pumper races and the water ball competition, barbecue competition, live music. Fun time on 6th Street.
Sounds like a great time. What's the worst fire you've ever been a part of?
Any fire where there's a loss of life or severe injury is a worst fire.
Last question, you really get called about getting cats out of trees?
We do, and we do.
Thanks, Chief. Good morning, Facebook Live. I'm back. My name's Darcy, and this morning we have Fire Chief Zacherl here with the Texas City Fire Department. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. It's great to be here.
Glad to have you. If you are watching on Facebook Live and you have a question for Chief Zacherl, all you have to do is comment. And if you want to be eligible to win one of 3 $50 Amazon gift cards, you have to like this video and ask a question. So comment away. We're ready. Let's just get started.
Okay.
How long have you been with the Texas City Fire Department?
My first hurricane was in 1983 with Alicia. So do the math from there. I'm not going to wrap myself out.
Okay. Nice. If a hurricane hits and the city has to evacuate, who stays back within your department?
Within our department would be the on-duty crews at the 3 stations, whatever we're staffed with that day, plus the command staff, myself, the assistant chief, battalion chief would go to the EOC, and we would be there with the police chief and Tom Munoz, emergency management director.
Okay.
Jack Harrelson from Public Works and Glenn Risky from Public Works. So it's a pretty big EOC and pretty busy at that time.
Right. So everybody stays, really?
Everybody from the department heads and stuff.
And all 3 fire stations stay open?
3 fire stations stay open. We have our equipment ready to go.
Okay.
So we operate out of the EOC and direct communications with the crews on this.
So since you've been with us for, I don't know how many years, how many hurricanes have you
I'd lost track.
worked through?
You know, my first experience with hurricanes when I was in the Marine Corps in North Carolina, we had a couple of breeze up through Camp Lejeune when I was there, so I was familiar with what they were. But
yes.
Alicia was a quick one. If anybody remembers, it was like, there's a hurricane coming. When? Tomorrow. Really?
Oh, gosh.
So it was like, and,
get ready.
Yeah, and it came right over top. We had the little calm of the storm for a little while. I remember that was eerily quiet. I remember it was dark and it was nighttime, and so it was strange.
Yes. If there was some major flooding in town, can our fire trucks go through them? Can we drive in the water?
We can up to a
high?
certain depth. We measure it from the bottom of the bumper.
Okay.
Nothing over the bottom of the bumper because it gets up into the air intake, the exhaust. You start to have problems. The older trucks back in '83, we could go up to above the headlights.
Oh my gosh.
But you can't now because everything's changed and stuff like that. So
yeah.
we go when it's at the bottom of the bumper, we're as deep as we want to go.
Okay. If you're joining us now and you have any questions for Fire Chief Zacherl, just comment away, please. We'll be ready for you. I know the police department has a high water rescue vehicle. What cool toys?
The fire department got a grant for him, put the lift on the back for him. Yeah,
good job. Nice. Thank you. What
so
kind of toys do y'all have?
We have 3 rigid hull inflatable boats.
Okay.
So we have 1 out at Station 3 now and 2 down at Station 2, so we can travel with them to the higher areas that we couldn't get into.
How many people could fit on one?
You get quite a few on there, and so we just stack them on there and move to a lower water depth where we can transfer them to the high water vehicle or buses or something like that.
I know when it gets pretty crazy and it's like a high level cat, I don't know, 4 or 5, I don't know how y'all operate in the intensity of the storm, but is there a certain point in the storm where y'all can no longer rescue anybody 'cause it's too dangerous?
By our guideline, we've established a sustained wind of 60 mile an hour or gusts up to 78. But when it gets to that point, then we kind of evaluate what the alarm is. Can it wait? What's the conditions like? Do we expect a window to come in a few minutes or whatever? So we kind of play it by ear at that point.
Okay. Did y'all have to rescue anybody in Harvey?
Harvey, we did the rescue up at Levita in Dickinson.
Oh.
Yeah, the federal government or the federal news agencies all said that was the Coast
nursing
Guard,
home?
The nursing home. That was Texas City Fire Department. Yeah.
Oh, good
And
job.
others throughout. That was a long duration storm.
Yes.
So there was, a lot of people.
Do you practice different scenarios with your crew?
Our personnel are all required to be trained in water rescue. We check them when we're doing the physical ability test at higher end to make sure they can swim, because we have the water rescue program that we operate out in the bay all the time. So they have to be certified in that. They have to be certified as a boat operator to operate the boat. So that's an ongoing program that we have. So we're always ready in that area.
Is that all of the firefighters or just
Everybody
few?
has to be
Everybody?
certified.
How many firemen do you have and women? Excuse me.
78.
Okay.
79, counting admin staff and myself and everybody. So.
And I heard you're looking for some more, so if you want to join
I'm
the
always
team.
looking for firefighters. I have an opening for an assistant fire marshal right now.
Okay.
So, always looking for personnel.
Good to know. This is a silly question, but, in times of disaster, people want comfort food. I know I'm guilty of that. And everybody knows firefighters love to cook, and they're great cooks. Is there a throwdown meal that y'all just, love to have in times like this, or do you even get time to eat?
Yeah, they don't get a whole lot of time to eat. Nutritional value kind of goes out the window during a hurricane. It's kind of catch as catch can, because they're running so much. They may only see the station for 5 or 10 minutes, if that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of catch as catch can, and we work at the EOC to see where we can get meals out to them and how and whatever. So it's whatever's available.
Okay. If you have any questions for Chief Zacherl, feel free to comment, and we'll be happy to answer them. It looks like we have one right now. But I'll wait. She's writing it out. Thank you to the Moore Memorial Public Library staff for helping us set up in their library this whole entire week. And we also have somebody writing out questions for us. So thank you very much. Do you have volunteer firefighters?
No, everybody is a career. It's a career department. There's no volunteers.
Okay. Can our fire stations endure a Category 5 hurricane?
We'd be lucky if anything survived a Category 5 hurricane.
I was afraid that was going to be your answer, but yeah.
That would be pretty bad. Yeah.
Okay. Is there something you want residents to know they could prepare for hurricane season, or?
I think follow the guidelines. Make sure you have food, power, shelter, things that you can do to get ready. Should have a little kit, batteries for your flashlights, things like that. We do that at the station. We go in on June 1st, we go into stage 1, where we start getting ready, and we stay at level 1 throughout the hurricane season.
Okay.
So, because our personnel have to prepare their families and their stuff, because once they get to the station, they can't leave.
Yes.
And we don't know when they'll get relieved based on the situations. They're supposed to change every 24 hours, but there may be high water, the storm may be active. So once you're at the station, you're there until we leave, depending on when the next crews can come in and get back to normal.
You just said high water, and I was thinking of if it was major flooding. Where should people go to get out of high water? They're not supposed to go in their attic, right?
Yeah, you don't want to get trapped in there unless you got a chainsaw or something. So they should go out and try to get to the roof if you can, if you haven't evacuated when we asked. So it can get pretty dangerous.
Good point. Yeah. Okay. Do we have any more questions? All right. Well, thank you so much, Chief, for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Maybe
I don't have any, unless there's something else you want viewers to know.
One thing I would like to bring up is the city is always preparing for hurricanes. Public Works does the most amount of work, purchasing, finance, because we look at areas where we know we have issues and try to address those. We've got drainage projects going on right now. We have some that are in the final planning stages that are almost shovel ready. So we're always working to make plans and goals and address areas that we know are prone to flooding and how to get rid of them. The pump station guys out at the pump station, they're the best in the business.
Yes.
And we don't see them out in the street during the hurricane.
Right.
During it, you see the PD units going by and you see fire going by, but Public Works and the pump station, stuff like that, they're out there too, making sure we can move water, maintaining our drainage and things like that. That's all important. Because we got to move a lot of water pretty efficiently at that time. So we're always planning, always looking at it. The city commission's always has a list of goals that they want to get to, and where do you get the funding to do that. So it's not just, okay, it's June 1st, it's hurricane season.
Yes.
It's the planning goes on around the clock.
Okay. A huge thank you to you and your fire department and everybody who protects our city. Thank you for all that you do. Yeah. It looks like we might have
one more question.
One more question.
Right. No?
Not a question, but a shout out. Looks like we will be back at 2 p.m. with Chief Stanton of the Texas City Police Department. So join us then. Thank you so much, Chief Zacherl.
Appreciate it.
Bye.